Imagine this. You wake with a gasp at 3:33 a.m. Not to darkness, but to patterns. Geometric. Alive. Breathing behind your eyelids. A hum resonates through your bones. Low. Ancient. Like the universe itself is tuning your nervous system. Then, the pull. Not upward. Not outward. Inward. Suddenly, you're elsewhere. A realm where colors have sounds. Where thoughts manifest as shapes. Where entities of light regard you with impossible familiarity. They don't speak, they implant understanding directly into your awareness. In that instant, you remember something primal. Not your name. Not your job. But what you are. Then, snap. You're back. Sheets damp with sweat. Heart slamming against ribs. The clock still reads 3:33. Was it a dream? A hallucination? Or did your brain access something it wasn't supposed to? Here's what science confirms. Your body produces DMT, the most potent psychedelic known to man. The very compound shamans use to commune with spirits. That near-death experiences claim transports them to other dimensions. The most shocking part. It's synthesized in a tiny, pinecone-shaped gland deep in your brain. The pineal gland. Ancient Egyptians depicted it as the eye of Horus. Hindu texts call it the Ajna chakra. The third eye. Descartes declared it the seat of the soul. Yet modern medicine dismisses it as a mere melatonin regulator. But ask yourself, why would evolution plant a chemical in your brain that dissolves reality itself? Why does this gland calcify with age? Choked by fluoride. Toxins. Artificial light. Why do all major religions encode its symbolism in their most sacred art? And most crucially, why do you feel that tug sometimes? That inexplicable sense there's more to existence than what you've been shown. This isn't fantasy. This is biology. This is neuroscience. And it's whispering a secret about your true nature. One that's been systematically suppressed for centuries. The greatest trick ever pulled wasn't making you believe in illusion. It was making you forget there was ever anything else. Your entire perception of reality has been engineered. From the moment you took your first breath, systems began shaping how you see. How you think. What you consider the normal. Schools trained you to memorize. Not question. Media conditioned you to crave distraction over depth. Even time itself became a cage. Minutes. Hours. Schedules slicing existence into manageable fragments. But the deepest programming lies in what was stolen from you. The right to see beyond. The pineal gland, your biological antenna for higher dimensions, has been under siege for centuries. Fluoride calcifies it. Artificial light disrupts its rhythms. Pharmaceuticals numb its signals. This isn't accidental. It's strategic. History reveals the pattern. The burning of the Library of Alexandria, where esoteric knowledge vanished in smoke. The demonization of psychedelics in the 20th century, just as consciousness research began. The medicalization of mystical experiences, labeled psychosis instead of awakening. Carl Jung warned us. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. And we have. We've built entire civilizations atop the corpse of transcendence. Chased progress while amputating our connection to the sacred. Worshipped screens that emit the very blue light that cripples our pineal function. The result? A world where anxiety is managed with pills, not inquiry. Where depression is treated with chemicals, not meaning. Where the most profound questions are dismissed as pseudoscience. But here's what they never wanted you to realize. The suppression was never perfect. The pineal gland still flickers. Dreams still leak truth. And in those rare, unguarded moments, when you're alone under the stars, or suspended between sleep and waking, you feel it. A whisper. A memory. A sense, bone deep and undeniable, that you are more than what they told you. Open your eyes. Not the physical ones. The ones behind them. Look at the world you've accepted as real. The flickering screens. The endless scrolling. The shallow connections passing for relationships. This isn't life. This is a carefully constructed simulation. And the most terrifying part? You volunteered for it. The consequences of a dormant pineal gland are everywhere. Hiding in plain sight. Children now spend more time with devices than trees. The average person checks their phone 150 times a day. Each glance another fracture in their attention span. We've traded awe for algorithms. Wonder for Wi-Fi signals. Modern neuroscience confirms the damage. Attention spans have dropped below that of goldfish. Depression rates have increased tenfold since the Industrial Revolution. 60% of people report feeling spiritually empty despite material abundance. This isn't progress. This is paralysis. The ancients built monuments to the stars. We build monuments to distraction. The pyramids aligned with cosmic patterns. Our skyscrapers align with profit margins. Your biology rebels against this artificial existence. The circadian rhythms that governed life for millennia are now shattered by artificial light. The natural DMT that should facilitate spiritual connection is suppressed by antidepressants. The intuitive knowing encoded in your DNA is overridden by rational dogma. We've become a species out of phase with itself. The evidence screams at us. Near-death experiencers consistently report the same phenomena shamans describe in DMT journeys. Quantum physics proves reality is fundamentally interconnected. Yet we live as isolated fragments. Children under 5 still report past life memories with verified accuracy. Until we educate it out of them. This is no accident. A population disconnected from its spiritual core is easy to control. Easy to manipulate. Easy to keep consuming. Complying. Conforming. But the truth won't stay buried forever. The cracks are showing. In the growing psychedelic renaissance. In the surge of meditation practices. In the quiet desperation of million sensing, but not yet seeing, that there must be more. The question isn't whether reality is stranger than we've been told. The question is, are you ready to face what's been hidden in plain sight all along? The alarm is sounding in your DNA. That restlessness you can't name. That hunger no achievement satisfies. That's not a malfunction. It's your birthright screaming to be reclaimed. This is your declaration of independence from the illusion. First, decalcify your third eye. Fluoride-free toothpaste is an act of war. Blackout curtains are your armor. Morning sunlight becomes your sacrament. Chlorella. Iodine. Raw cacao. These aren't supplements. They're ammunition in your biological uprising. Your pineal gland isn't some mystical abstraction. It's flesh and blood waiting to be awakened. Second, rewire your nervous system. Meditation isn't relaxation. It's reprogramming. Start with just 5 minutes. Inhale for 4 beats. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. This ancient breathing pattern triggers a biochemical revolt against stress conditioning. Cold showers at dawn reset your primal awareness. Digital detoxes create psychic firewalls against the mind virus of distraction. Third, reclaim your right to sacred madness. That voice saying, "This is crazy." That's your programming fighting back. Dance alone under the full moon. Keep a dream journal by your bed. The 3 a.m. messages are your subconscious breaking through. When synchronicities appear, follow them like breadcrumbs home. These aren't coincidences. They're the universe winking at your awakening. Fourth, find your tribe. The system wants you isolated. Seek out the others. In psychedelic integration circles. At ecstatic dance events. In the quiet corners of the internet where truth still breathes. When two or more gather in authentic seeking, the matrix glitches. Share your visions. Compare your awakenings. You'll find your experiences aren't anomalies. They're the suppressed birthright of our species. Fifth, weaponize your creativity. Art is the antidote to conditioning. Finger paint like a child. Write poetry only you will read. Sing off-key in the shower until your voice cracks with joy. These acts reprogram your neural pathways from consumers to creators. Every authentic creative act is a Molotov cocktail against the sterile status quo. The cost of freedom. They'll call you unstable. Your family may worry. Jobs might be lost. But ask yourself, what's the cost of staying asleep? Another decade of spiritual malnutrition. Another lifetime of muted colors and diluted meaning. The rebellion begins in small, daily acts of defiance until one day you realize you're already free. This isn't about escaping reality. It's about reclaiming your rightful place in the real one. The tools have been inside you all along. The path was written in your biology before birth. The only question left is, will you answer the call? After all the protocols and practices, the dark nights of the soul and the breakthroughs, you finally stand at the threshold of the ultimate realization. This isn't just about awakening your pineal gland or experiencing DMT visions. This is about remembering what you truly are. The cosmic mirror. Every mystical tradition points to the same truth. Tat Tvam Aci. Thou art that. The pineal gland isn't just an organ. It's the physical manifestation of your divine connection. When you look into the night sky, you're not just observing the universe. You're the universe observing itself. Those DMT entities weren't the other. They were reflections of your own infinite consciousness. The grand illusion. Time isn't linear. Space isn't solid. Your entire life story exists simultaneously in the eternal now. The pineal gland doesn't just show you other dimensions. It reveals that you've always been in them. Death. Just a change of channels. Birth. Merely putting on a new costume for the next act of this cosmic play. Why you chose this? You incarnated here for a reason. Not to pay bills and die, but to experience limitation so you could remember your true nature. Every hardship was curriculum. Every moment of despair contained the exact frequency needed for your soul's evolution. The very fact you're hearing this message means you're right on schedule. The final initiation. This knowledge isn't theoretical. It's experimental. When you truly embody this understanding, your entire reality will shift. Synchronicities will accelerate. Manifestation will become instantaneous. Not because the universe changed, but because your perception finally aligned with what was always true. The ultimate paradox. Here's the secret they never told you. There's nothing to achieve. Nowhere to go. No enlightenment to attain. You're already home. This entire journey was just you remembering that. The pineal gland. Just a biological reminder. DMT. Merely a key to the door you've always been standing in front of. Your divine responsibility. Awakening isn't a destination. It's a starting point. Now that you know, you can't unknow. The question becomes, how will you use this remembrance? Will you retreat into blissful isolation? Or will you become a beacon for others still trapped in the dream? The choice is yours. But know this. The universe has been waiting for this version of you to arrive. the one who sees through the illusion yet chooses to play the game with eyes wide open. This is where the real work begins.